the gutter, spitting in the gutter. If you're looking for me, I'll tell you where I'll be. I'm living in the gutter, walking around the streets of my home. I don't need you, leave me alone. I want to be a dirty sinking rotter.
I love this. You know what? I like it better than The Clash. I really do. Because that sounds a little dated now. But.
Oh, it is The Clash. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Actor, comedian, musician Fred Armisen is making the trip north from Portlandia to visit Seattle. Fred's IFC sketch comedy about our quirky neighbor to the south is so popular that Jody is a disciple of the show.
Big time.
Portlandia recently received a renewal order for not just one, but multiple seasons. In addition to Portlandia, you know Fred from his many seasons on Saturday Night Live. And, of course, the movies Anchorman and Cop Out. On July 7th, Fred, along with special musical guest Ian Rubbish, whom you're listening to. You may remember Ian Rubbish from the season finale of SNL. He's going to perform at Showbox at the Market, and you can get your tickets now by going to showbox@bobrivers.com. Fred Armisen, welcome to the Bob Rivers Show in Seattle. Hi, Fred. How are you?
Hi, it's nice to meet you. How are you?
Great. Nice to meet you, too. Wow. You appear to be having the time of your life.
Yeah, I am. Everything kind of just feels like a dream. You know, all the stuff that I've always wanted to do. I feel very fortunate.
Now, your last Saturday Night Live performance was on May 18th this year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How do you know the exact right moment to step away from that?
It's a few things that come together. You know, it's kind of like towards the last couple of years, I was working on Potlandia and just spending a lot of time doing that. So that's creatively one area where I started feeling like I wanted to maybe concentrate on that a little more. But then the other side of it is like, it's this weird internal thing that other cast members have described to me. Like, you know, Amy Poehler would say, like, you know, you just kind of feel it. You feel like when you feel like you're having a good time, but maybe, you know, it's time to go to the next thing. You just feel it, even physically, and I did, you know, in the sort of towards the middle of the year of the season. But the thing that's so strange about it is I love it. So I was really happy there. But I just thought, like, well, while it's good,
right?
While let's just kind of let's see what else is. By the way, I'm saying let's like I'm two people.
Yeah, I was gonna actually. That's what I was gonna ask. Do you and Ian Rubbish discuss this move? The two of you discuss this? Sort of like, do you hop back and forth between his character? Does he say you don't have time for this Saturday Night Live? You got to give me more time.
Yeah, but that discussion is he does a lot of talking, so you've got to sort of sit there while he talks and talks and talks and talks about some politics and gets into other things. So he made his opinion very, very clear.
Yeah, he's a little ADD. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now listening to this recording, and of course the show is July 7th, Showbox at the Market. Other comics, Jack Black has done music. We were talking about Sam Kinison. We're talking, and you know, sometimes it's pretty darn good stuff, and it's got like, do you feel that music that's just like an easy thing you're going to tick off your list and be absolutely the best at it just for the fun of doing it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's really, for me, it's like, in a way I get to take it seriously, but not really, because I get to do it as, you know, other people, or it's kind of, you know, the comedy is part of it. Mm-hmm. I don't have to think too much about it, or right. You know, worry that, oh my God, this is, you know, the new album, and you know.
Or what if it doesn't go? Will I get another album? And
right.
And by the way, other musicians spend their whole lives to get to the Showbox. They spend 10,000 hours times 3, and it seems like, now maybe you've put many 10,000 hours into music, but it seems like it's I think I'll do this.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is from like a comedy standpoint, but when I was in a band, and I was in a band for a long time, you know, over 10 years, we played Seattle a bunch of times. We played, you know, it's almost like in a sort of backwards or a side door way, I kind of did put in the time of playing over and over again. We spent quite a lot of time in Seattle from the very beginning of when we were a band, and I had great times in Seattle. It was always like the tour. We were in Chicago at the time. It was always the first city on the West Coast. You know, we go up through Canada or through Montana or whatever, and it was always like, here it is, the Pacific, and it was always such a nice entryway into it. And then over the years, with Bumbershoot and stuff, it's as a comedian, it's always been a huge part of my life. So I've had this like very steady relationship with Seattle, very steady. So it's been like it's just I've been going there a lot for years.
So why aren't you on a show called Seattlelandia?
But isn't that what it is?
It actually is. It's my favorite show, Fred, and I'm super
you're very
excited.
Sweet. Thank you.
Oh my God, yeah. My interest this morning is a little piqued, if we are going to bring up Portlandia, about this news article that came across the wire about the FBI using a Portlandia sketch as a training tool. Have you seen this? What can you tell us about this?
We got this request from the FBI, because we approve everything. Like, can we use it for, can we use a Portlandia clip for this or that? And I just thought it was the funniest thing. I have no idea. I guess I'll never know what it's used for. I don't know if it's just internal I guess it was internal. I don't know what it was, but as people started asking us about it, I was like worried that, oh God, is it okay that I'm telling people that the FBI contacted the show? So I have no idea what they used it for, but I'm definitely flattered. As soon as, what's funny about the FBI is like, I'm a little starstruck by them. Like there's meeting celebrities, but then it's like, well, the FBI is like such a huge entity,
Right. So you're flattered. Are you also flattered that they're looking at your Verizon phone bill and they know everybody that you call?
That's flattering.
I don't know what you are talking about. What a good day.
Yeah, what a good day this is to love our country.
Always.
Always.
I'm going to show some Portlandia clips, some videos and stuff at the show, stuff that hasn't aired, like outtakes and stuff. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that.
So it's going to be a variety show. You're going to do music. You're going to have some Portlandia and some stand-up comedy, some characters, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a couple of things mixed together.
Is there a nod towards Spinal Tap in terms of your lyrical content? It is kind of funny.
Yeah, the thing about Spinal Tap is like they did such an amazing job. It's like the whole way through when we were doing Ian Rubbish, we had to make sure that we weren't doing exactly something Spinal Tap hasn't done before. That movie has outlasted everything. It's incredible. It's like 2013, and we're still thinking like, okay, did Spinal Tap do this yet? Did they do that? It's kind of crazy, but they are definitely idols of mine as far as like how to do a musical career. I mean, God, that just having done that, what a fulfilling thing.
Fred, I was curious how a guy from Long Island nailed Portland so much, but you said as you toured, you really spent a lot of time up here, so I understand why you get it. Do you get pitched from Portland? Do you have businesses or interests in Portland pitching you
product
ideas
placement?
for the show? Yeah.
Sometimes. Oh, you mean like serious product placement?
Well, no, I mean like, hey, come rip our shop to shreds or something.
Oh, all the time.
Come put a bird on
nice
us.
that like it's the opposite of people being bummed about it. They're all really into it. So I get a lot of cards, little card. Hey, this is my business. We do backpack massage or whatever, and then
Nice.
So I just made that up just now.
That's really actually
awesome.
great. Look at you.
And by the way, someone out there is renting a dead mall space right now for that.
Yes. Yeah, it's really it's a lot of businesses here, and I don't mean this in a negative way. Is like it's a lot of things mixed together. It's a this and a that. This kind of massage mixed with that, or food wise, it's the same thing. It's a lot of mixing.
Well,
So, yeah.
You and Carrie are such a perfect couple. Your co-star, and I thought it was so funny because I mean, Sleater Kinney was a big band around here, and she was the leader. And when they broke up, I thought, oh, that's a shame. What are they going to do? And all of a sudden, she shows up on this show. Number one, I didn't even know she was into acting at all. And did you guys meet when you were musicians, or how did you find her?
Well, we met when we were musicians, and we've been friends for a long time. And then little by little, as we were looking for something to do, we just started making these videos, and it became very apparent that she's hilarious. You know, she's just so funny.
Now, when you're up here July 7th, are any of the Bizarros, or do you have a backing band that you're going to be featuring? Do you know?
It's going to be a backing band. So I tried to advertise it as in Rubbish, from In Rubbish and the Bizarros, because in the sort of reality of the show, I think the band broke up, and then he started doing stuff on his own. Still, kind of. So I always thought of it kind of like Billy Idol and Generation X or something.
Kind of an Ian Rubbish solo effort.
Yeah, but otherwise, because it allows me also to play more shows, because to try to get Bill together and Taryn and whatever drummer, it just might be too much. This way I could just take it on the road. I could just go play some shows in true punk rock style,
Now, a bunch of you guys have left Saturday Night Live this season, and it always seems that way, and you always go, how could they possibly continue? And they always seem to. But does Lorne Michaels try to keep you around at all? Does he say, we'll let you do Obama again, or or give you any kind of...
You could keep doing Steve Jobs, even though there's not much call for it anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's kind of like that. A lot of stuff sort of goes unspoken, and it's a kind of like the most important thing is usually the show right in front of us. Like, well, okay, we got to do this show, and we're all going on our sort of little private journeys, for lack of a better expression. And I think the feeling at the show is like you're always welcome here. People who have left the show before, they always come back. They're guests in sketches, and they host and stuff. So there's definitely a feeling of things not really ending. It's always very sort of like, as corny as it sounds, it's a very family, even our extended family.
You make it sound like it's like living at your parents' house. Eventually, it's time to move out. You still come back to visit them, and every once in a while. But that
do you bring your laundry back to Saturday Night Live once in a while?
Yeah, I have to.
That's like when you go back to do a special, to host it.
I've done what I can do here, and I'd say it's time to go out and see the world.
Yeah, and that's exactly the right comparison. It's just like, I love this house, it's great, but let's move on. And then that's the way that I got my opportunities. Before I got there, Will Ferrell left, and Molly Shannon, and all these people. So it's like it's a very sort of, that's how it is there. And you're right, it does kind of go in kind of groups a little bit.
And congratulations on Potlandia. When I saw you got a renewal, usually the people go, oh, the show's coming back for another season.
They purchase another 13 episodes.
And they're thrilled. But you're getting multiple years, and that. That's got to feel pretty good.
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's it's a lot of work, too. So it's a sort of like, yay, and then, oh, wait a minute, we have to write
a lot.
Shows,
Just do a whole episode on the bookstore. Just women to women bookstore. You have to, because
we'll do plenty. We'll do plenty with that.
That's my favorite.
That one's very easy for us because it's a real place
here.
So we don't have to set up a set.
Oh yeah, it's a real place with real people.
Fred, do you make your home in Portland now? I mean, now that you're not working SNL, are you going to live in New York? Where will you settle?
Well, all my summers are spent in Portland, so I do 4 months out of the year here. And I don't know. I love New York, and there's always the pull of going to Los Angeles, and I'm gonna kind of like just do everything little by little. I don't look that far into the future. I always kind of look a little bit into the future and say, okay, what's gonna make the most sense.
So there isn't a geographical place that you consider to be home. It's wherever you are.
Yeah, I mean, for the last 11 years, it's been New York with my summers in Portland. But, we'll see. I don't know.
You're in Portland right now. What's interesting is I feel you have ties to Portland only because you're calling us from a landline in Portland. That usually, that's a commitment.
It's a direct tie.
No, I do it. Yeah, I do it hard. I do the real deal. Is what
That's
I
a
do.
landline. I'm locked into the ground. I'm tethered.